All right, good morning, everybody. We're going to start right foot only, toe and heel. So just a nice good rock. It is Tabatas today. We have 2 exercises, and what we're going to do is we're going to do exercise 1, exercise 2, and then we're going to combine exercise 1 and 2, good switching sides, and do that twice. And then we're going to repeat. So we're just going to do A, then B, and then A plus B twice. 4, 3, 2. All right, we're gonna march right in the center, standing nice and tall, trying to get the thighs close to parallel to the floor. So we're starting to brace our core, starting to wake up those hips. Good. 4, 3, hamstring curls. Think about trying to kick yourself in the backside. I want you to try to keep your knees pointing towards the floor. So we're just trying to scrape off the mud, trying to pop a balloon behind our knee. Bring the knees back up. We're going to start to add a little torso rotation. If you'd like to add a reach, you can do that too. 4, 3, 2. All right, hamstring curls again. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. So it's a nice good pinch, pulling the arms back, driving the elbows back. Good. 4, 3, slow deadlift right in the center, feet hip width apart, hinge it forward, stand tall. And I don't know if it's from yesterday, but I'm definitely feeling my hamstrings today. They're like, hi. Keep going slow. So reach it down, grab your socks and pull them up. And you don't have to go all the way down. You've got tall socks on today. Good. Hinge and lift. Hinge. Let's stand up nice and tall, squat down, 2, up, 2. So we're just going to go nice and slow today. Find a nice good rhythm. We do have narrow squats on the agenda. So that just means your legs are going to be a little bit closer together. They do not have to be fully touching. So just keep that in mind. And actually, sometimes I like to take a yoga block and put it between my knees. Down. Let's hinge it forward, open and close your book. Open and close. I like to use my arms, reach it up. You can have elbows out, hands behind your ears, or arms across your chest. All the way up, lift the arms, pull them down, reach for the ceiling. So drive the elbows back. Your hands, imagine they're on a wall behind you. You're trying to keep it in contact the whole time. Good. Forward step and reach. So forward step, open. Going a little bit different today. So I want you to think a nice good open. So clap, squeeze together in the back. Good. Front reach, reach it up, take it back. Reach for the ceiling. It can just be a step, but if you can, drop it down. 3, 2, side lunge in the center, step it to the side, hold it here. Just a nice good side to side. Opening up the hips a little bit. 4, 3, 2. All right, bring the feet hip width apart. I want you to squat it down until maybe you grab your toes. And then I want you to try to straighten your knees a little bit and then squat it down again. So it's kind of a combination of a deadlift and a squat. If it's uncomfortable to have your hands grabbing your toes, put your hands on like the seat of a chair. We're just waking up the hamstrings a little bit more today. So it's a little mini squat. And then straighten the knees. Good. Last one, little squat. You can let go of those knees or let go of those toes. Roll it all the way up to standing. Roll the shoulders. Get ready. We're going to walk it out to a plank. So we're going to do our plank walkouts. So hinge it forwards, walk it out to a plank, hold it for just that moment, walk it all the way back up again, nice and tall. So walk it out and then walk it back. My goal is usually about 5. Now some people, if you're going a little bit slower today, that's okay. Maybe you're only going to be doing 3. There's nothing wrong with that. I always say something is better than nothing. The more you practice something, the better at it you're going to get. So if you struggle with something, I always say try to practice, do it more often. The more often you do it, the better you get. Good, walk it forward. Last one for me. Walk it all the way back up again. Bring it into the center. We're just gonna do our heel stomps. Now, if you wanna do a full jump, you can. Good, 8, 7. Here's 4, 3. March it out, shake it out. Roll the shoulders. Grab a quick drink of water. I'm turning my fan on. I'm still at the point where I can start the class without the fan, but that's gonna go away here pretty soon. All right, circuit number 1. We have a kickstand squat. So that's where we're kind of doing a single leg squat, kickstand position. You're gonna squat down and you're gonna stand tall. If that doesn't feel good on your knees, you are more than welcome to just do a regular squat or just lift this heel without taking the foot back. It's just a little bit more supported. Second exercise, overhead press. Put it together for 2 rounds and then we will switch sides. So decide what you want to use for weight. And remember, you can always do the shoulder press weight here and a heavier weight here if you want to get a little bit more of a leg workout. But we're going to start 20 seconds kickstand squatting in 3, 2, and 1. So nice, good kickstand squat. This is what we're going to start with, is just the squat. Focus on the legs. Again, you can have your foot hip width apart and just lift your heel. A little bit less pressure on that knee. Still getting some single-sided work. Drop it down. Good. Shake it out. We're going to do an overhead press. A side raise is your other option. So overhead press or side raise, you choose. 2 and 1. Good. Press it up and bring it down. Up and down. So it's just a nice, good reach. I'm doing elbow forward and I'm showing you the end of my dumbbell. So we don't want to have it, you know, kind of a weird twist. Bring it in, show me your elbow, show me the back of your arm. Good, rest. Now we're going to put those 2 exercises together. We're going to do a squat to a press or a squat to a side raise. Nice, good kickstand. Here we go. Squat it down, stand, reach for the ceiling. Squat it down, stand, reach for the ceiling. It's okay if your squat isn't as deep as mine. I want you to go for the deepest squat that your knees are okay with. So take it down and lift. Last one, rest. We're gonna repeat that one more time on this side and then we'll switch. So we're doing a 1, 1, 2. Here we go. So squat it down, press to the ceiling. When we do our squats, our chest is staying lifted. So I don't want to let your head drop into a deadlift. Nice, good squat. Nice, good reach. 3, 2, and 1. Good, shake it out. We're gonna switch it over to the other side, starting with our kickstand squat. And remember, you can start with your feet hip width and then just lift a heel. Your time is on. Down and up. So the leg that's in front is the one that should be doing 90+% of the work. Down and lift. Down and lift. 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in, little shakeout. Gonna go for our overhead press. Good, 3, 2, and 1. So same thing. We're stabilizing our core, so we're not letting the body lift and rotate. Nice and tall. So it's just a nice, good press. Trying to get a full range of motion. I know not everybody's shoulders are okay with this. You do the best you can. Rest. 2 rounds, squat to overhead press. So grab that dumbbell, get into your kickstand position. Your time is on. Squat it down and lift it up. Squat it down, lift it up. When I first started doing these, I wasn't able to get this far down. My knees were like, what in the heck are you doing? So I just tried to go a little deeper each time. Good, rest. Feel the stretch, but not pain. So a little rest. We got 1 more set. In 3, 2, here we go. So nice, good squat. Lift it up. Reach for the ceiling. Good, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Set the dumbbell down, shake it out, walk around just a little bit. We're gonna move on circuit number 2. We have deadlifts and we have rear delts. Now I'm gonna give you an option on this one again for the upper body part to do right side, left side. So if you wanna go a little heavier, or just go ahead and stick with going with the lighter weight for the rear fly. But we're going to start with our deadlift. So deadlift in 3, 2, and 1. So it's just a nice good deadlift, nothing fancy. Hinge it forwards, stand up nice and tall. Hinge and lift. Shoulders down and back in your back pocket. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'm gonna go for a lighter weight. I think I'm actually gonna go with 8s. Rear fly, 2, and 1. So I'm gonna hinge, and I'm just gonna do a lift, and then a lower. Lift and lower. Pinch the shoulder blades together. Lift with the back of the shoulder and the mid back. So not upper, not lower, mid back. 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, now keep your weight for your rear fly, or 1 heavy dumbbell for deadlift, 1 light for rear fly. We're going to hinge, you're gonna lift, and then you're gonna stand tall. So this is 100% an option if you want to get a little bit more leg strengthening today, but we had a lot of legs yesterday. So you're more than welcome to keep the weights light and to focus on the rear fly. Good, rest. A little bit of a shakeout. We're gonna do 1 more set just like that. So it just kind of depends on what your focus is today. 2, 1, good. So hinge it forward, rear fly, 1 or both, stand tall. Hinge, lift, and stand. So we push the hips back. Weight is kind of shifted back like you're resting your buns on the wall. Little support to tie your shoes. Good. Rest. Bring it all the way up. We're gonna go right back in for those deadlifts. So I'm gonna grab my second heavier weight. Your time is on. So it's just a nice good hinge and a nice good lift. Good hinge, good lift. So try to keep your hips nice and level. A lot of times we shift into one side. 2, and 1. Rear flies. Sometimes we shift our weight into one hip and we don't even realize we're doing it. Good, 3, 2, and 1. So hinge forward. Nice, good rear fly. So this one I'm doing both, since the focus on this section is my rear fly. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, combine the two. Option 1, keep the weight for the rear fly. Option 2, 1 heavy, 1 light on the other side. Here we go. Hinge it forward, rear fly, and stand tall. This is also kind of a good one if you're trying to work on a little anti-rotation for your core. Sometimes we have that one dumbbell that likes to kind of pull us to the side. We shouldn't feel like we're rotating. Good, short rest. 1 more set. 1 more set. Good, 3, 2, and 1. So hinge it forwards, stabilize, lift, and then come back up again. Hinge, lift, and then stand. This is also us training our bodies to work together. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it up, shake it out. Walk around, grab a drink. We've got lunges And then we have a knee with a core rotation. So this can be completely body weight, or you can grab a dumbbell. So we know our lunges, down and lift. Now our knee drive core rotation is just a knee lift and a turn. Notice I'm not letting my body do weird things, and I'm not rotating over this leg. So up, upper body turns, and down. Then we'll combine the two. So lunges, decide if you want to grab weights or not. 3, 2, and 1. And again, I'm going to do all one side. I'm going to do round 1 right, round 2 left. For the lunges for here, if you want to alternate, go for it. Today we can do a lot of single-sided work if we need to. Good. 3, 2, and 1. All right, we're gonna do our knee drive with our rotation. Dumbbell is optional. Dumbbell is 100% optional. Here's 2 and 1. So knee lift, rotate, and then down. Knee lift, rotate, and down. I'm trying to keep 90% or more of my weight on that standing leg. Even if I put my foot down, I don't want to shift my weight into that leg. 2 and 1. Short rest. Now we're going to go lunge, lift, knee drive with that rotation. A little bit more of a balance challenge here. 2, 1. Good. So lunge, lift, rotate, and in. Lunge, lift, rotate, in. I want you to try to rotate from your ribs up. So think about rotating. We should feel it kind of right here. Good. Rest. One more set. For the ladies, it's going to be about where your bra strap sits. Good. Lunge and lift. But just think about the lower part of your ribs. That's where we want to turn from. So the turn isn't from our low back or from our pelvis on this. Lower portion of the ribs. Kind of mid-back. Just underneath your shoulder blades. 3, 2, and 1. Shake it out. We're going for just lunges, switching to the other side, or if round 1 you alternated, you're alternating here too. Here we go. Drop it down, stand up tall. So this is just the leg focus. And on this side, I'm trying to focus on everything staying in alignment. This one, I like to kick my hip out. Good. Rest. So I kind of have to focus on not kicking my hip out. Good. 3, 2, knee rotation. So lift the knee, rotate, tap it down, lift, rotate. Now, your rotation might just be a couple of inches. You don't have to rotate to the corner. You don't have to rotate 180 if that means that you're turning. Good. Rest, and the hip comes with. Lunge with the rotation, 2 sets. 3, 2, and 1. So lunge, lift and hold, rotate, and in. If you need to tap, you can try the tap. Challenge is to not. So lunge, drive right into it. Lift that knee, rotate it over. 3, 2, and 1. Got one more set, yes? I was like, we're done. We're not done. One more set. 2, and 1, right here. Lunge, lift tall, rotate to the corner and in. This is another one where we don't want to let the arms dictate the turn. The arms are just there to hold the dumbbell while your body rotates. Good. 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in. Shake it out. Walk around. Grab a drink. We have one more set standing, and then we're going to go to the floor. And again, you don't have to go to the floor. This is our narrow squat. Narrow squat. If you would like, 100% optional. You can put a yoga block between your knees, a child's play ball, a folded up pillow. We just don't want to look like we're duck footing. If you don't want to do the yoga block, don't do the yoga block. You're golden. Second exercise is going to be side raises. If you did side raises instead of overhead presses, you're going to do front raises. So we're going to take it narrow squat, 20 seconds, grab a dumbbell if you'd like, in 3, 2, and 1. So a narrow squat just means our feet are closer together, our thighs are closer together. They don't have to be touching, but the challenge is to not let the knees knock either on the way up or on the way down. They stay even across both sides. Good, rest. Side raises, if you did overhead presses earlier. Front raises, if you did side raises earlier. Good, so just a nice good side raise. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. You can have palms facing down. If you have shoulder issues, show me your fingernails and think about doing a nice good snow angel, but we get halfway up. Good, rest. So now we're going to combine the two. Squat, stand, side raise. 3, 2, and 1. So nice good squat. Lift it up, side raise. Squat, lift, side raise. Shoulders away from the ears. Tall chest. Tall chest. 4, 3, 2, 1. Little rest. Narrow squats just seem to be a little bit more quad, a little bit more knee. 2, and 1. So squat it down, lift it up, reach to the side. So honestly, the trick with these is to kind of use those outer thighs just a little bit. Lower, lift, and raise to the side. 3, 2, and 1. Short rest. We're going just for narrow squats. I'm going to try the yoga block. Good. So we're just going to take it down, and then we're going to lift. Yoga block is optional. Sometimes it's that little bit of a cue. If your knees kind of knock out to the side, they kind of move out to the side, you'll drop the yoga block. Kind of helps you just keep everything in alignment. Good. Rest. We're going to do just side raises. I'm just going to keep the yoga block where it is because it feels okay. Here we go. Lift and lower. Nice good lift. Nice good lower. Remember, side raises do not have to be perfectly straight out to the side. It's just thinking about taking either the back of your hand or the thumb up to the ceiling. Good, rest. That little bit of a forward angle usually helps open up the shoulders a bit. Here's 2, 1, narrow squat. Take it down, lift it up. Nice good angle. Drop it down. Nice good lift. Good, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So a little bit of a relaxed shoulder. I'm feeling this in my upper traps. You can lower the weight, you can alternate. Here's 2 and 1. So lower down, lift, side raise. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, carefully set the dumbbells down. Ditch the yoga block if you were using it, or ditch the ball. We're gonna head down to the floor. If you don't wanna come to the floor, you're okay. So we're gonna do a side plank. Just hold the side plank, and then we're gonna add in a clamshell. So side plank, clamshell, side plank with a clamshell. If you are standing, you can do a farmer's carry one side. You can do a side leg lift. And then if you're staying standing, you're gonna do a side plank with a side step. And I know that seems kind of goofy, but you're still gonna work your core and you're still gonna be working your inner and outer thighs, okay? So decide if you want to use dumbbells or not on this one. This one you don't use dumbbells. Decide if you're going to be standing or on the floor. That's better. So we're going to take it into a side plank on your knees, on your knees. So 20 seconds, we're just going to hold a side plank in 3, 2, and 1. So just a side plank. Or if you're standing, farmer's carry. If you're standing, you can stay standing, but it's better for farmer's carries if you're going to walk around. But one side only. We're working on anti-flexion. So just our side plank to start. Good. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now for this one, hips on the floor. You can be on your forearm or you can rest all the way down. We're going to do our clamshell. So feet stay glued together. We're going to open and we're going to close. Open and close. So this one, hip is on the ground. We're going to give our body a little bit of a break. Keep the hips stacked, so we don't want to let the hip open behind you, especially when we get into that plank. It's going to make you feel like you want to fall over. 2 and 1. Good. All right, we're going to lift up into that side plank. Knees are going to be a little more in front. 2 and 1. And now we're just going to hold that side plank and add in our clamshell. If you prefer to be on your elbow, go for it. Just try to keep your hips up if you can. Again, if you're standing, you're going to hold a dumbbell on one side and you're going to sidestep. I know it seems kind of goofy, but it works. 2 and 1. Good. Hip down. A little bit of a rest. You can give the shoulder and the wrist a break. 3, 2, and 1. So lift it back up into that plank. Clamshell. Now if you want to make it a little bit harder, hip drops to the floor, lift up, then clamshell. So you're adding in a little bit of a lift in the lower. 100% optional. Good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Carefully bring it down, switch it over to the other side, starting with just our side plank. If you're doing, so go ahead and lift up. Nice good side plank, just a nice good hold. If you're standing, farmer's carry. If you're standing, farmer's carry. So farmer's carry, we're just doing one side. Good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Bring it down, hip down. Again, you can be on your forearm or you can be all the way on your side. You need to give the shoulder a break. Here's 2 and 1. So just nice good clamshell. So it's a nice good external, internal rotation. Good. 10 seconds. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in. We're going to come up into that side plank. So shoulders down. Good. Go ahead, lift it up. And we're just going to do holding a side plank. Nice good clamshell. So we're keeping everything nice and stacked. Working on that external rotation. Work that hip. Good. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hips down. A little bit of a rest. Shake out the wrist if you need to. Place it securely on the floor. 2 and 1. So lift it up. Just work on your clamshell. But again, you have the option if you would like to. Hip drop, hip lift, open and close. Hip drop, hip lift, open and close. That's optional. Adding a little bit of obliques here. Changing the inner thigh and outer thigh work. Good job. Rest. A little bit of a shakeout. Roll the shoulders. We're going to be on our backs. So no more wrist work. We're going to be on our backs. We're going to do a reverse crunch or just hold a dead bug. And then we're going to do a chest fly, round 1, skull crusher, round 2. Now, if you're standing, you're going to do a standing crunch or mummy kicks, and then chest fly or skull crusher. I know that's kind of funky. So you can do banded chest fly and tricep kickbacks. When you combine the two, it's going to be a little goofy. If you're doing, the march, you can do a chest fly with a march. And if you're doing the kickbacks, kick back and 2 marches or overhead extension with a march. It's kind of goofy, I know, but it works. So we're gonna take it down on our backs, reverse crunch or just hold a dead bug. Reverse crunch or hold a dead bug. 20 seconds in 3, 2, and 1. So we're all the way down, little tuck, tap the heels. Little tuck, tap the heels or tap the toes. Now you can just hold a dead bug and just hold for some core stability. 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna go for chest flies. If you're standing, banded chest flies. Banded chest flies. Good, time is on. So open the arms out to the side, squeeze them together in the middle. Little soft bend in the elbow. Feet can be up or down. Feet up is a little more of a challenge. Feet down, focus on building strength for this set. So open, good, rest. Now we're gonna add in just a heel drop. You don't have to do the full reverse crunch, just add in a heel drop. 2, 1, good. So arms out, heel down, arms up, heel up. I'm alternating. You can do both as long as you can keep that core under control and not allow your low back to lift up off the floor. That is the challenge. Heel down, heel up. Open, good, rest. We have one more set. Again, if you're standing, you can do a banded chest fly with a march, 2, and 1. So banded fly with a march. You can also do an incline push-up with a mountain climber. So you can hold that push-up position, 2 climbers, push-up, 2 climbers, if you don't have a band. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. You can set the dumbbells down. We're going to go back to just reverse crunch or just a dead bug hold, but this set we're doing Skullcrushers. So we're going to start with just our reverse crunch, just our heel taps down to the floor. Focus on the core in this section. If you want to add the little bit of a tuck, you can. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Skullcrushers. You can do 1 dumbbell, you can do 2. So just the Skullcrushers, arms up. Good, and we're gonna lower the dumbbells towards the floor, and then we're gonna lift. So lower and lift. So elbows stay pointing to the ceiling. Lock in those shoulder blades. Good, rest. Now we're gonna add in that heel tap. So if you're standing, you can do an overhead extension with a march, 2, and 1. So overhead extension with a march, or yours is a little goofy where you're gonna hinge forward, do a couple of kickbacks, and then stand and do a couple of marches, or just focus on your kickbacks. That's okay too. Good, rest. We have one more set. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. So bend the elbows, dumbbells towards the side of your head. Reaching towards the floor. It's okay if they don't touch. And then a heel to the floor. Lift it back up. Core stays nice and steady. So it's a little bit of a pull in. Ribs stay tucked. 2, and 1. Good job. Bring it in. Carefully set the dumbbells off to the side. Give yourself a little bit of a shakeout. You can roll the shoulders, do a little wrist circle, clear your area, give yourself a little bit of space. Grab a quick drink. We're just going to sit in a comfortable position. We're going to start with shoulder rolls today. So you can sit cross-legged, you can sit butterfly, you can do pike. Good. Shoulders down, ear to shoulder, side to side. Good. Lift the head up. We're going to look to one side, look to the other. Bring it into the center, right hand on the floor by your right hip, and we're gonna lean in, reach the left arm up towards the ceiling. So we're trying to lift the ribs, keep the hips down, lengthen that space between the two. Bring it up just a little so you're at an angle. We're gonna reach to the corner where the ceiling and the wall meet, and then we're going to rotate and reach down towards our hip, and then we're gonna open again. So we're kind of at a diagonal. Good, one more time. Let's bring it up, left hand by the left hip, shoulders down, lean into it, reach the right arm up towards the ceiling. So it's just trying to lift the ribs, keep the hips down, stretch the side of your body. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it a little bit more upright, angle the arm, we're gonna rotate towards the floor, and then we're gonna open. So think about your shoulder. Your shoulder is kind of trying to turn towards the floor and then open up towards the ceiling. This is a little torso rotation. Good, one more time. Rotate and up. Option 1. Take the legs out or even a little bit bent, sit as tall as you can. One hand reaches back for the other, lengthen the elbows and then start to lift. This is your option 1. A lot of you know what option 2 is. Take your hands by your hips, fingertips pointing out to the side. We're going to pull the shoulders down and we're gonna lift our buns off of the floor. And even if it's only an inch, that's fine. But if you can come up a little bit higher into crab or reverse tabletop, please do. If this is not for you today, your shoulders and your wrists are just not feeling it, then I just want you to basket weave your fingers, straighten your elbows and lift. So you don't have to lift your body off the floor at all. Good, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in, take the hips down, straighten the legs out in front of you, sit nice and tall. Walk yourself out, trying to reach for your knees, your shins, maybe your ankles, and maybe without pain, you can touch your toes. Kind of depends on the person, depends on your legs, how you're feeling today. And you may find one leg feels pretty good and the other leg feels super tight. Just let you know that the one that's tight needs a little bit more stretching maybe. Good, let's bring it up. Flip it over, hands and knees, child's pose. If you need to come to standing, this is a good time to do it. Sit it back, reach those fingertips out, hips go towards your heels. Good, we're gonna pull ourselves forward into hands and knees, and then we're gonna point our toes, drop our hips down towards the floor. If this is not comfortable to be on your hands, go onto your forearms and your elbows, so Sphinx, or go all the way down onto your tummy. You're still gonna get a good hip stretch. It's just gonna be a little bit less pressure on the joints that maybe don't care for this exercise. 4, 3, 2, let's bring it back. We're gonna walk our hips towards our heels, hands move towards the knees. We're gonna come to a half kneeling position. Tuck your tail, squeeze your glute, and we're just gonna do a little forward and back today. A little forward and back. Good, let's take it forward, a little bit of a hold, and now we're gonna give ourselves a nice good pat on the back. Four, 3, 2, switch it over to the other side. So arms down, half kneeling position, tuck your tail, squeeze your glute, little forward and back push. Check the back leg. I always remember on this side, this leg for me likes to kick out and do weird things. So try to keep your hip, your knee, and your ankle in alignment. So try not to have your foot like way out to one side or the other. We're trying to keep it neutral. Good, hold it for a little stretch. Give yourself a nice good pat on the back. You can add a little support here or a little support here. or just give yourself a good pat on the back. Good, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release, pull the front leg back a little bit. We're gonna come up to standing. Brace the core. We're gonna take our arms out. One arm comes up, and we're gonna try to reach, take it out, switch it over to the other side. So I do palm to the upper part, back of the hand lower, and then switch. So pat on the back, back rub, lift. Pat on the back with a back rub. Good, one more. Bring it in, arms out, roll the shoulders up, back, and down into your back pocket, thumbs pointing forwards. Bring it in the center, big breath in, spread the fingers, spread the toes, and exhale. Good, one more time, big breath in. And out, and you are all done.